Well, it turns out it could still be days before some WestJet vacation customers are able to return to BC from Perto Vallarta.
They say the airline isn't doing enough to bring them home, and they're frustrated with what they call a lack of communication. With more, let's bring in Consumer Matters reporter Ann Drua. Ann?
Thanks, Sophie. Consumer Matters is hearing from several frustrated WestJet vacation and WestJet customers who say they've been stranded for days. Many are having to pay for extra accommodations, extend their health benefits, and some are even losing wages because they simply can't get home to their jobs. It's a situation airline passenger rights advocates say is unacceptable.
It's been days since violence erupted in Perto Vallarta, Mexico, and still many passengers say they are trapped, unable to return home. Like Kamloops resident Jonathan McIntyre. He and his partner have been waiting to fly back home since February 23rd.
It was dead silence. We had no clue when we were going to be heading home.
Jonathan is a WestJet Vacations customer and says he's been told the earliest flight out is March 1st. He says even when he reminded the WestJet Vacations agent about the federal air passenger protection regulations and the airline's obligation to customers, he wasn't getting anywhere.
Do you understand that Section 18 states that the original carrier is required to pay out of pocket?
As mentioned, you can book that flight and pay out of pocket and file a claim. There is no alternative option.
It was a similar response when Jonathan phoned WestJet Airlines.
We are not able to assist with WestJet vacation bookings.
Frustrated, Jonathan booked a WestJet flight on his own to Vancouver for February 26, paying out of pocket just over $2,200 for 2 tickets.
It's completely bonkers.
He's not alone. WestJet Vacations customer Lillian Alexis says she's been told the earliest WestJet flight back to BC is March 3rd.
We've been ghosted. Like, we just don't hear anything from them.
Air passenger rights advocate Gabor Lukács says WestJet is not following the law.
WestJet is flouting the law. The law requires WestJet to rebook passengers on competitor airlines at its own dime in such situations.
In a statement, the Canadian Transportation Agency told Consumer Matters in part, for large airlines and for situations outside their control, if airlines cannot book passengers on a flight leaving within 48 hours, they must rebook them on any flight by any airline, including at another airport if there is an option nearby. WestJet told Consumer Matters as of Thursday it has scheduled 12 additional flights to Perto Vallarta to help guests return to Canada, stating in part, air-only guests can use our online managed trips tool and our call center to confirm new flights or refunds if they prefer. The airline also stated Sunwing and WestJet Vacations guests can contact their vacation provider or travel agent for help. But for Jonathan McIntyre, it's too late. He says he plans to take WestJet to the BC Civil Resolution Tribunal to get his money back.
And the Canadian Transportation Agency says it's investigating the recent flight disruptions in Perto Vallarta. It says for passengers who believe an airline has not met its required obligations, it must first submit a claim to the airline. If that fails within 30 days, they can file a formal complaint with the CTA. However, air passenger rights advocate Gabor Lukács recommends at that point you are best to file a claim with the BC Civil Resolution Tribunal or BC Supreme Court. And if you have an issue for me, you can email me at consumermatters@globalnews.ca.
All right, Ann, thank you.